Hello there. My voice box has been fixed thanks to Hydriga uninstalling the previous app and replacing it with a better one. Previously, we had 2 videos worth of 21st century creature features. It's almost like people can't get enough of these. Next up is Gargoyle, Ogre, and Komodo vs. Cobra. Seintel Films, the company responsible for their creation, as well as Hydra and Wyvern, have a better lineup of movies than even The Asylum. All but Komodo vs. Cobra share religious aspects, like Nordic gods, Sword of Hercules, witchcraft, and Blood of Christ. Each of these religious topics are sprinkled here and there in their monster movies. Komodo vs. Cobra is about a corrupt military general who forces scientists to create monster animals instead of solving world hunger. This is sort of similar to Dino Croc vs. Supergator at some points. The other monster movies will be put together as 8 out of 10. Komodo vs. Cobra will be separate at 8 out of 10. Good movies that we recommend. They might need to improve on lore aspects though. Next up is Monsters of Man, or Monster of Man, I don't know. 4 battle robots are deployed in the jungles of Vietnam. There's a lot to talk about in this 2-hour film. There are a couple of story arcs that make this movie so unforgettable. First is the Peace Arc, where a group of scientists attempt to help with a group of Vietnamese folk from poverty. Next is the Scandal Arc, where a beefy dude, possibly a CIA agent, is harassing some scientists and forcing them against their will to use the robots for combat. This scandal was beyond intense, and it twists and turns to make it more memorable. Last but not least is the Autism Arc, where BR4 gets its module taken away, and it goes on its own adventure, exploring the jungle and how it feels to be sapient. This led to some good fight scenes between BR4 and BR3. Next to Dragon Wars, this movie gets an 11 out of 10. There's something about it that makes it feel like its own movie, a special one at that. Since it was released in 2020, it probably had a better fate than the rest of the mythology of these movies. Also in 2020 is Alien Outbreak. Similar to Monsters of Man, this movie has robots. However, they were built by aliens. The robots inject a chemical in people's blood, which makes them immune or immortal. It's confusing at best. 9 out of 10. Before we delve in, Hydriga didn't even watch the entirety of Age of Dinosaurs, so let's get that a 5 out of 10. The monsters carry the movie with their interesting designs, however, the plot sucks, and the characters are boring. Ape vs. Monster is another movie Hydriga didn't watch all of. Aliens mutating a Gila monster and a chimpanzee. Definitely not Godzilla vs. Kong. 5 out of 10. Hope the sequel will improve. Hydriga might watch Atlantic Rim, but the sequel will be unworthy to watch. Hydriga might also watch Ape vs. Mecha Ape. Hydriga tolerates the Mega Shark films much more than any of the other Asylum films. Cha, Manticore and Red Billabong aren't available to the Seal Nation yet, so we'll have to unfortunately wait for them. Poseidon Rex, Atlantic Rim, and Ape vs. Mecha Ape are available for us to watch, so stay tuned for part 4.